of Education has been one of the very prominent departments of our university. This department has produced great personalities in the field of education. And though I have not been that lucky to have a very, off and on interaction with the great experts of this department, but I have my friends like Mahmood Saab, Iqbal Saab, other colleagues, Dean Madam, and we always benefit when we have an interaction with them. Because we consider that this is a very, very important department in this sense. Because ultimately what matters is the tools and techniques that a teacher has to use to achieve the objective, that great objective of the creating a better learning of our youth. And I compliment the department for organizing this very important workshop. And I hope that in future they will have a series of such workshops. And because the purpose of today's workshop is about the teaching pedagogy. Ultimately what matters is the pedagogy also matters. जैसे हमें अगर हम देखते हैं, if we have a very good carpenter, a carpenter doesn't have the modern tools and techniques. Certainly he's a well-skilled carpenter, but he has a limitation of not having the best tools and techniques. Certainly his output will not be that quality, and that would have been if he had the better technology and the better tools. Same is the case with the teacher. And if a teacher is he has the knowledge, he has the expertise, he has the art, but he doesn't understand that what is the new trends in the pedagogical matters. He may not be able to be that effective as he would have been if he has the basic knowledge of the methodology. So that's why I personally feel that this very important workshop is very, very important workshop. But I personally feel, and I have been talking always, I have written a lot about these things. We did change. Many things have changed. Our classroom has changed. Our technology has changed. The knowledge outlook of our teachers has changed. But unfortunately, we still continue with the same methodology and the same methods of assessment as where, in 19th century, in 20th century, or in the 21st century. I am a third generation. My father was a teacher himself. I know it. He was being exposed to the same methodology of teaching and the assessment. Then I have been through the same methodological methods and the same assessment methods. Now our children, that we use the same methodology and the same teaching, the assessment methods. Very recently I had an opportunity. I was in a meeting with the Vice Chairman J&K Higher Education Council, Professor Dinesh Singh. Then on the sidelines of the lunch, I did make a personal request to him that you have come here, you talk about very, very innovative things, very new things, and my personal request would be that now you work on, particularly on the examination reforms. You all know that national education policy has been implemented by the university, and the university certainly deserves an appreciation and great applaud for being among the first few institutions to have implemented that. But again, every time I have been talking about, last time there was some kind of a seminar on the national education policy. I did talk about that we are implementing only one part of that whole policy. That policy of 60 pages doesn't have only one aspect, that is the multidisciplinary education. It has many, many more things. The most important thing is the same, that is the teaching pedagogy. We will have to change the teaching pedagogy. We will have to change our assessment method. And I wish that this department, today they have chosen their own teachers only. Next time they will have the teachers and from the government schools, from the private schools also. You can have a series of such workshops, and such workshops are very much needed. You all know that we have a very, very important role. You are the teachers. You have a very significant role to play. Very significant. We say that today's youth are tomorrow's leaders. And who nurtures today's youth into tomorrow's leaders? It is the whole ecosystem. What is that ecosystem? The first is their parents, the immediate society, the educational system. And in that educational system, the major stakeholder is the teacher and the student. And teacher has a pivotal role to play in nurturing our youth into tomorrow's great economists, artists, politicians, entrepreneurs. And it is the teachers who nurture them into this. So that is why teachers are called the builders of nation. Builders of nation. And we teachers do not build, manufacture or build bricks or bridges or dams. We actually create a talent pool that actually contributes in the overall socio-economic development of our nation. But the very important and the mood and the fundamental question is, does all teachers are in a position to nurture our youth into tomorrow's leaders? The answer is very, very simple. Everyone cannot. Only those teachers are able to play this very important role. Only those teachers who are really effective in their teaching, who are really very effective. Now, who are really effective in their teaching? I personally feel being a teacher, that a teacher can be an effective teacher only. The first important quality or the trait of a teacher has to be that he should have a passion for teaching.
It gives me immense pleasure to see such a diverse and dedicated group of educators, researchers and principals, particularly of the model school, gathered here to explore and discuss the crucial aspect of our evolving education landscape. As we all know that in a dynamic and rapid changing world we inhabit, education plays a vital role in shaping the future of a nation. The role of a teacher has become more pivotal than ever before. Education is a strong instrument in the hands of the citizens for the developmental processes of a country. So, it's rightly said that the quality of a nation depends upon the quality of education, and the quality of education depends upon the quality of teachers. But the quality of teachers depend upon the education that they receive in different institutions, because it depends upon the content, the subject matter and the pedagogical skills which they have to present, which they have to use in their classrooms to make the product very effective. So we can say that it's the teacher who is like a pivot around which the entire educational system revolves. Because once we talk of a teacher, that all the professionals of all the institutions, whether the doctors, the engineers or other professionals, these are made by teachers. So a teacher should not be an ordinary teacher, but we need the effective teachers. So I believe this capacity building program, the workshop will prove better, it will prove fruitful for the upgradation, for the upliftment and for the competency, the development of our teachers. So we can say that, sir, I will mention over here that at Department of Education, We take a pride in aligning our pedagogical approaches with the principles laid out in educational system in general and National Education Policy 2020 in particular. Sir, our faculty members are very much dedicated to create learning experiences that go beyond textbooks, encouraging students to explore and discover. We are committed to provide such education that transcends boundaries as suggested by National Education Policy 2020. That is a multidisciplinary approach. This workshop aims to throw light on the crucial role of teaching in shaping the future of our nation. We have a diverse range of topics to be discussed over here during the workshop, during these 7 days. Our esteemed experts will shed light on the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for teachers in the implementation of National Education Policy 2020. The journey we embark upon today is not just a workshop, but it's a collective endeavor to empower the educators of tomorrow, equipping them with the skills and mindset needed to shape a better future. And sir, I'm sure that this workshop will provide valuable insights and initiate meaningful discussions on how we can work together to achieve the goals set by NEP 2020. It's a great opportunity for all of us to contribute and to have a learning from each other towards the development of our education system. With these words, I thank you all. Allah bless you all.
We are here with a purpose, and that purpose is that how to develop the competencies among teachers. Teachers have their own competencies, no doubt, but time and again there are changes, and automatically we have to refresh ourselves according to the new emerging situations. When we speak of all educational commissions, say 1948-49, Radhakrishnan Commission, 1952-53, vocationalization of secondary education given by the Mudaliar Commission, which was about secondary education. Then Kothari Commission, 1964-66, Policy on Education, 1968, National Educational Policy, 1986, and now the policy, the Delors report, World Commission on Education, and now recently the NEP 2020. All specify that there should be some workshops held for teachers, whereby, because teaching is not only teaching, it is actually personality development. All those commissioners have given this verdict that we should develop the personality of the child, and personality of the child cannot be developed only by one means, that is promoting knowledge, giving sermons as we give in classroom lectures. But it is experiential learning, it is collaborative learning, it is to understand the psyche of the child and then deal with their psyche according to their frame of reference. आपने देखा होगा, आप छोटे छोटे बच्चों को घर में काम करने के लिए रखते हैं, तो वो कभी जब आपने उसको एक ही बार 2 घंटे 1 घंटा रखा, तो कभी वो ऐसे करता है, कभी वो ऐसे करता है, कभी वो ऐसे करता है. लेकिन reason is his attention span is very low. You have to keep him busy for a small and then let them play and then come back and then do something again. If you have to develop the concept of colors, give 10 balls, they will play with those 10 balls for 7 days. After 7 days, all the 10 colors will be in their minds also. And there will be also psychomotor development, which will help into cognitive development of the child. Therefore, to understand child psychology is very important. That can give a teacher a tool to deal with the child. And there are some skills also which are to be needed in order to develop, which we need to develop with the teachers, like skill of reinforcement, skill of the stimulus variation, stimulus set induction, lecturing different signals. Because say teacher cannot be like stand still and then unless he makes a purposeful movement sometimes from here and there, and but that movement should be purposeful, because say some child is not attentive, he will move towards him and he will understand that he is saying me that you are not attentive, without damaging his self-respect. Or if you can make his pitch, say for example, tones from higher to lower, lower to higher, with the result the child will become attentive. Nothing, no sort of punishment. And sometimes even Skinner has been quoted negatively that negative reinforcement means punishment. When punishment does not mean negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement means withdrawal of reinforcement. They say tick, 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 cross. Cross is a negative reinforcement. और विड्रॉल, जैसे मैंने आपसे सवाल पूछा, आपके सवाल का जवाब सही नहीं दिया, तो मैंने दूसरे आदमी से, दूसरे बच्चे से पूछा, उसने सही दिया, फिर दोनों इसको कहा गुड, फैंटास्टिक, एक्सीलेंट, वर्बल और नॉन वर्बल, और पैटिंग और नॉडिंग हेड, देन speaking, asking both to sit down means second one has got positive respondents, first one has got negative respondents, without damaging their respect, self-respect of the first one. Because we are making use of what Skinner has said, not that what we say. Therefore, that's why punishment is being avoided. It is a punisher.